Thanks everybody for coming, it's been quite a deal today with the golf course back open. I'd like to ask Jim Count and where's Bryce? And Bryce to come up and talk about the Ouachita Valley and what effort they've gone through.
So the stars of this thing are the people in this room. Let's start out by, if you were on this committee that has been meeting for the past month, once a week, will you stand up if you're on the committee? There we go. There's a lot of people. Absolutely. The goal was to try to figure out a pathway forward, and this committee did it. But if you were one of the people that have been out here over the past few weeks, month, and you were picking up trash, and you were weed eating, and you were mowing, and you were doing all these things as a volunteer, will you also stand up? None of this could happen if we didn't have a willing partner with the city of Chickasha. And Jim Crosby does not like the spotlight. He's going to cuss me. Well, he won't cuss me, but he'll get on to me on Monday, okay? Because he doesn't want the spotlight. But I'm just telling you, the city of Chickasha basically said, let's go. Let's figure out a way we can make this happen. So Jim Crosby and Edward Perez over here in the corner, will you please stand up so we can tell you thank you? Bryce and his committee have done all the hard work, and there's a lot of people in this room that have tried to figure out how to make this tournament go. The 97th year. 97 years in Chickasha, Oklahoma. I know it's going to be a great tournament, but then it's not over. We'll find the pathway, and Cary's going to talk about this, on how we can keep moving this forward as a youth-focused golf course in Chickasha, Oklahoma. We can't let it go away, and by the turnout in this room tonight, we're not going to let it go away. Some towns talk about what they're going to do. Some towns say, oh yeah, wouldn't it be great? Some towns point the finger and say, well, someone should do this, or someone should do that. Tonight, what we're seeing is the results of a lot of hard work, Pete Bush, to make sure that we've got something we can be proud of in our community of Chickasha, Oklahoma. So please give a big round of applause for your tournament chairman, Bryce Binion.
Hey, welcome to the 97th Ouachita Valley Tournament, which we're going to have a good time. That's the whole purpose of this, is to have fun, enjoy golf as a community and players. The pool is going to be open every day, so let everyone know, families, kids, the pool is going to be open. The city has done a tremendous job, actually, above and beyond to make things happen. There's several things we had to come as obstacles, but as a group, I won't start naming names yet, but the positivity of this, to make this happen, occur in the 97th, has been so fulfilling for all that have been part of. Well, we got a lot of luck with rain, and we need water. That's the biggest thing. But the course is actually looking really good, running really well as far as the course. A lot of individuals have been stepping above and beyond as far as like taking a huge amount of time voluntarily, but yet I want to remind that the city of Chickasha has done really well, and I can't believe how quick some of these things have happened. Simple things, restrooms, all kinds of golf cart things, cleaning the facility. They've had a team come in, and Edward has gone above and beyond everything he's committed to do. He has done. I want to congratulate and commend his team and his staff to do what they have done thus far. So as we play this weekend, as we go to the 97th, we're going to be teeing off at 7 a.m. for the seniors. Well, this is the first year we're going to have purple and gold for Chickasha Pride, fighting chicks. We're going to start with that. So having pride is what this is all about. Now, as Mr. DeHart's going to have a little bit more information as we go forward, USL has been always around and here and present, and we look forward to that. Besides the sponsors of making this particular thing happen, I want to say one more time on the volunteers. There's been Saturdays, Sundays, even Mondays, even late nights on whatever evening. Chad Randall has helped humanely. Charlie Randall, 45 years of being here at the Chickasha Country Club. It's a resemblance of what we were and are and will be. And that's what we want. The other thing, remember back in the day we have chicken over here in the buffet, okay? So each day we're going to have food for the players and people that are participants. We are now above, I'm not even sure the count of players that are coming from Wichita Falls, Longview, Texas, Kansas, different areas, Marlow. We're going to have food each day here in the, I'll keep on putting that, sorry, Mr. Calvin, but over in the side. Tomorrow will be Jake's Rib with Calcutta. Saturday will be Chicken Express. Today was Brandy's Burgers. And then Sunday will be Jungle Eyes Pizza. So everyone just feel welcome. Bring your family, bring your friends, make it a great event. It's a weekend. All it is golf, and we're going to have the fireworks at the Sheriff Springs Park tomorrow night. And we have a good time. The pool will be open, which is always fun for any kid, as a dad or whoever's playing. And so bring your family if you want, even if we're an hour, and then we'll continue to do this. Hopefully we can get to 100. So right now we're at 97. Thank you for all the participants to be here. I don't want to start talking about Coach Bush, but I have to. Their hours are just too much hours to be involved to not represent a lot of hard work. Mr. Hackney, Jared Ellis, we start going down the list. It's too many. So it's been a group effort, a ton of man hours. That was only in a few short hours. So the McCracken brothers, and that's not even a whole joke, but that's the McCracken brothers. That's good stuff, man. And so as we play and as we have this tournament, we have porta potties on number 3, number 6, number 7, the halfway house inside, women, men, anyone's always welcome. So please just have a good time. That's what we're here for. Happy 4th of July, and thank you for being a participant of the 97th Ouachita Valley Tournament.
Thank you, Bryce. Well, as you all know, the city has purchased the golf course property, but they said that the city is not interested in running a golf course as a golf course. And so our thought is, well, would you lease it to a nonprofit organization to run it as a golf course? And we made that proposal. It has not gone to council yet. It's not ready to go to council yet. We need to first see if we've got the support. And that's what we're here for tonight. Do we have the support to do that? There's a lot of things involved here. Most of it's money. But it would be a public golf course, open to the public. So there's other routes though that you could do to help keep it a golf course or make it a golf course, and that's to make a donation. And we started off with, if you make a donation of $3,000, then you would have privileges for you and your family to play for 1 year. But we weren't going to raise enough money that way. So we have some other categories. One at $6,000 donation, which would be like for a small business and would be for 2 families of that organization to be able to have privileges. And then we need a lot of $10,000 donations. That's kind of like a corporate member. And they would get 4 family members that can play for a year. So that's, we need to raise really $450,000. We can't really start this thing without $350,000 in the bank, in my opinion. So we've got a board over there, and we've also got some donation forms for anybody to take with them or fill out. We'd like to see as many names on this board as as we can possibly get tonight. But we will also be sending out a lot of things. I didn't want to hit all the businesses right after we hit them all with the Washita Valley donations, so trying to hold off on that a little bit. But it would be a public golf course. It would be run professionally. We're going to have rules. We're going to run it good. We're going to have a great team. I've been asked about the greens before, and I'd like for Pete Bush to maybe kind of explain to him how I'm nominating you for the chairman of the Greens Committee, in case you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
So, I know you didn't know that.
Through my past position, I had some contacts with some turf management guys, things like that. So I started bringing those people in. Being a member here for a while, the biggest resource that we didn't use were the people sitting in this room. So if we need something turf management wise, why were we not calling John Rockstead? Why were we not calling the Ellises? Okay, we needed something built. We have people here. We have people with equipment. You know, we worked Saturday out here. My rough guess was that there were 40 people here with their equipment. So as Bryce talks to you about the guys that were out here working, we need to keep in mind the fact that when John brought his guys out, he paid them overtime. He used his equipment. He brought all the materials. Mr. Jared did the same thing. So the resources that we have here will counteract all the problems that we could come up with. I used a gentleman named Don Eckrow, brought him in. He's a turf management guy. We used the same people that have been working and spraying the greens, brought them in, gave us a quote on what we need to do, where we're at to keep those up. It is imperative that on Monday or Tuesday of next week, these greens are sprayed with fungicide and that spraying deal comes up. That's the lifeblood of the golf course. If the greens are done, the golf course is done. We'll never be able to financially recover from that. I've been in contact with superintendents, gentlemen that used to be at Twin Hills. I've been at Kelly, where are you at? Kelly Burrows. I've been in contact with Kelly and his contacts with the OSU Extension. There's been a number of people talked about having a superintendent. Okay, I don't know the finances, but to me, looking at it, that seems to be something that kind of is out of reach right now to hire a ground superintendent. What we do have is, through Kelly's resources, a guy that works at Carson Creek at no cost would be interested in coming and helping us. We can put a plan together weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever it might be, and we have people in this room smart enough to be able to fulfill that. That's the area that I've been working on. I look at that. I was unbelievably nervous this morning because I'm a baseball, softball guy. First time I've ever cut a golf course, but I had Chad here, and we took everybody's input. Okay, I don't know how it played. I haven't heard anybody that had a complaint about it, but keep in mind, we built that, the cutouts, the fairways, how we're doing the collars, not for anybody but the people in this room. We have a majority of seniors. The senior flight is completely full, of my understanding. We did that for the people and the complaints that we had in the past, or things that we had concerns about. We tried to address that for all of our local people. If there's concerns on it, I have 12 hours to try to address them, and Chad and I will get on that. But was there any problems other than a few water leaks that we had out there? Anything that you see that needs to be different? Okay, we know the greens are a little bit slow, and the golf term that I learned is they're receptive, which means they're a little soft. But there's going to be more golf here than this weekend. We have the Chamber Golf Tournament, I believe. We have Jerry Don's going to have his. We have the Charlie Randall. There's no reason to sacrifice that and take a chance of having a problem later. It seems to me that the momentum of people putting tournaments together dictates that we keep this thing moving. We will never, we will not be able to have the volunteers to come back. We're gonna have a tournament. Mr. Rockstead, can you bring your men? We're not gonna have 40 or 50 people to be able to do that. So once we have it set the way it is now, it should improve through our staff. Tony Hackney, great asset. Tony is knowledgeable, works well with people, been a fantastic asset through the whole thing. But that was my role, and it was minor. It was a minor role. The grounds guys that we have, dedicated to what they do, they're just young men that need direction. None of them went to college to be golf course guys, you know. But they're willing and they have pride in it. 2 of them are playing in the tournament today. They have done a great job with what they do, and we're learning it every day as we go along. So I'm open to any questions or suggestions that anybody has. Being a school guy, I'm really good at deflecting those. So if you have, if we have a problem on flighting, Mr. Randall. If we have a problem, Mr. Bingham. But hey, we're doing the best we can. I'll tell you one story before I leave. The coolest deal that I saw. Mowing, it's hot, we're hustling. Time has been of an essence. I don't know who he is. I'd like to see him. There's a gentleman that drives kind of a gold pickup. Drives up, gets out, just crosses the fence, barely, fires his weed eater up, starts cutting that creek down there. By the time I get down there to him, he barely gets back over the fence, puts his weed eater in the truck and drives off. Had a lot of that. Late night calls, what can we do? Joe and Jerry Don, are you here? They might not. They took care of the clubhouse to make sure everything was done. Edge, nice, so people could come in. Abby and Jill, all the fireworks there. People just came and asked what do you want. Hey, it's open. Do what you need to do. Make it look classy.
Okay, the vision and the mission is, about making this golf course the best community recreation facility that we can. Focusing on the youth. And why the youth? Because I grew up here and right across the street. And so I've been here for 65 years and on this course. And so many memories and so many, educational things that I got through golf. And then the golf teams. We've had some great golf teams here. Mark was on the state champion team, along with Kurt Goss and yeah. So anyway, we want to keep it for the youth. That's the reason I'm up here. So now, I'm going to open this up to questions, but there's 2 handouts on the table back there. One of them is what you already got by email about the proposal, and then the other one is the action plan. So it talks about committees, it talks about the board of directors and things like that. So I'm just going to open it up for questions. We need to raise some money to be able to make this go. And we've got to start back there. I don't know how much that is, but it's probably close to, I don't know, 180,000. So we've got a good start here. We just need to keep going. And I also want to thank Gary Goss for his donation of $50,000. So I understand that somebody's got some questions. Is that not true?
What are we doing Monday?
Is it tax deductible? Is it donation?
It is a charitable contribution, I understand, and Pat Brooks is here. He might be able to explain it better. So if you donate to 501(c) nonprofit, it's tax deductible to charitable event unless you get something back from it. So I'm a member of Carson Creek, so is Mark, and it's the same way there. So we donate $7,500 to the OSU Foundation to be a member of Carson Creek. They keep track, and every time that we play, they keep track of that, and they deduct $250 off of that donation. So if we played 10 times a year, that'd be $2,500. So at the end of the year, we'd be able to deduct or have a deduction of $5,000. So you know, you don't get anything free, so. But if you don't play golf, it's completely deductible, is that right, Pat? Yeah. This is a little early, but we wanted to get going on it. You know, we don't have it all organized yet. We're gonna need a board of directors. We're gonna ask the city to have one board member. It could be the city manager, it could be a council person or anybody they want. We want one from Chickasha Public Schools, one from USAO, and one from the chamber, which we want Jim Cowan because he's run a country club before for several years, so.
Terry, you know how much per year you expect to run the golf course?
Okay, I've done quite a bit of research and calculations. The least amount that we can probably get away with is $350,000, but we really need $450,000 to make sure. And that doesn't include the youth practice area that we've got over there on the wall. That's a different deal. What I'm wanting this year is to get as much as we possibly can to do a good job, and I don't want to have to go back to anybody next year and ask them for $10,000. You know, but we may have to, I don't know. But they had over 117 members here not too long ago. Well, 125 members gets us basically almost to where we need to be. So if we can make this golf course really attractive, really good, and get more people doing the $3,000 deal, then we wouldn't have to go back to the major donors.
Can people pay it out monthly, or they need just one?
We don't have any staff right now to take monthly. We really want it up front.
Okay.
You know, if somebody wanted to donate $500, $1,000 for the cause, we would take it, of course, but there's no golf privileges with that. They'd still have to pay their tee time, their green fees every day, and I don't know what those will be, but they would be compared to early wine or something like that.
Terry,
Wait, Danny?
so far as a day-to-day operation for the bar, is the bar going to be leased to somebody to operate, or dining, or food service, or anything? Has that been contemplated yet?
No, it hasn't. We had a meeting with USAO thinking that they might want to be involved in that. We call it the Drover's Lounge. You know, the students could almost walk down the street from the college here, and they already have a food service and stuff, so that's a possibility, but nothing in writing or nothing really determined on that. Yes?
When you were thinking about $350,000 or $400,000 a year, does that include the capital cost to buy the equipment and those kind of things, or is that just operating?
The $450,000 amount did include a budget for equipment. The $350,000 is pretty raw. When I first started thinking about this proposal to the city, I was thinking we'll operate out of the cart barn. You know, we don't have to, we'll just operate out of the cart barn, you know, and really make it bare bones. But the city manager, matter of fact, he's got a lot of experience with city golf courses, and he said, no, we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it right. We're going to have a pro shop. We're going to, you know, do all this stuff right, and that's what we really. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the city buying this course.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
What about like memberships for the people that pay up front that $3,000?
There's no memberships.
Yeah, but why not look into that and give them some type of benefit to the people that are upfronting all this money?
The benefit is you get, for your $3,000, you get the benefit of golf privileges for a full year for your whole family. That's why we need a board of directors. I mean, I can't make up all the rules. Just a few of them. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so first I'd like those guys to stay involved.
Sure. And the question was, I'm repeating the question because I'm supposed to repeat it because we're taping this. I forgot about that. So the question was, in the future, do we think that instead of $3,000 up front, that it could be broken into partial, like monthly or quarterly payments. And I would say that that's a great possibility, you know. What I'm looking for this first year is $350,000 in the bank account before we take this on. The proposal we made to the city was that the lease would be a 3-year lease starting September 30th of this year. If we can get, whenever we get there, as far as the money goes, if we get there 2 weeks from now, we'd ask them if we could open the golf course. But we got to get there. And there's a lot of people, especially the $10,000 companies and the $6,000 companies, that we, like I said, we put off asking them because they just got asked for the tournament. So, but really the core of this is going to be the individual $3,000 members. You know, we need to get that up to 125, at least by this time next year, and we'll have it going. And then at the end of our 3-year lease, I'm hoping that the city council and the city sees that this is a jewel of a golf course, and that they'll want to take it over and budget out of the city budget to maintain this golf course every day and hire the staff. But they won't do that now, and they don't want to take money out of city budget for that right now. But that's the goal. In 3 years, I'm hoping that they'll do it. Yeah, Chad?
So Jimmy Austin does it a little different than Carson Creek, but whatever you give, so like if it's a $5,000 membership, let's say, you get half of that back as a tax donation, and
Yeah.
the other half doesn't. I don't know
Yeah.
that, Cary, I don't know what that, but thinking about that at 3,000, if everybody knew, oh, I get 1,500 back as a tax donation, it doesn't have to do the, every time they show
That would
up.
be a lot easier.
It would be a lot easier, and that's what they do. They cut it in half and you get half back as a
I like
tax
that.
donation, and the other half goes.
I'm at the age I have to take a required minimum distribution out of my IRA, so I'm planning on doing a qualified charitable donation, which is not a tax deduction. So how would that work?
Well,
I mean, is it the same way?
Repeat the question.
so, as I understand it, you're saying if you did a IRA charitable.
Qualified charitable.
Okay. Well, I think it'd be the same way that you do for any nonprofit. As far as that goes, I'm not an expert on it. Pat, do you have any idea?
Yes, donation to an IRA qualified charitable deduction. That would just be another pocket that you can make your donation out of and bypass your personal tax return for it. But it would just be, once we determine what the charity is that you make your check to, you direct your custodian on your IRA to make the check for the $10,000, and that's amount to the Chickasha Golf Foundation. And we're looking at this as a sub-account through the Chickasha Community Foundation or through the Communities Foundation of Oklahoma. We'll be talking to them this coming week. And they are a 501c3 public charity. And so
We don't take our check or who?
We don't know yet.
Don't know yet. Okay.
We don't want any checks
Right now
yet.
you're going to check, you're going to.
Yeah, we've got to do a little bit of legal advice on that. I'm hoping, we're trying to decide, is this going to work or not? Are we going to be able to raise the $350,000 or not? If we feel like they are, then I want to get it on the road and get it where we can open the course before September 30th. But that's really up to the city, but we have to be the one that says we're ready to go. And that's ready to go with money and staff. We're not asking for a commitment for 3 years, but it will be 3 years. And and remember this, a lot of you might say, or a lot of people might say, oh, I'll just pay the daily green fee. Well, very many people do that. There won't be any green fees because there won't be any greens. You understand that? The greens, we can lose the greens in 3 days during the heat. And without the heat, we lose them in 3 weeks and they're gone. So, that's what we're working on now with the city as a partner. And they've been really good looking at that. But we've got to pick the ball up and run with it. Okay. The question was, what's going to happen to the bar with bars? There's going to be a lounge, a bar here for the community in this public golf course. And I'm going to say we're going to find a way. It's not the mission of the Chickasha Golf Foundation, but it's a good business sense, and we need it for the quality of life and everything in the community. So we'll start off by looking for options. It could be that we try to develop it ourselves and get a liquor license ourselves, or we lease it out. So I don't know, but I'm like you. Yeah, we need we have the bar, but let's use it. But how we're going to do that, I don't know.
And right now, we're basically looking for commitments.
We're looking for like I said, we need to feel like we can get committed for $350,000, and we need to do it. The quicker we do it, the quicker we can play golf. Okay.
4th of July weekend, Washita Valley Golf Tournament. If you grew up in Chickasha, the two went hand in hand. Even if you didn't play golf. I wasn't a golfer growing up, but I had a bunch of friends that were, and this was the identity of Chickasha. I left Chickasha and was gone for 35 years. When I came back in 2020, I asked a lot of people, hey, so what's been going on in Chickasha? And those people, business leaders, they said, well, you know what? In Chickasha, we talk about things, and then we talk about things, and then we talk about things. What's happened the past, let's say 6 to 8 weeks, when an announcement was made that this was going away, there would be no more golf course. This would become a housing development. Some people start talking, but then the difference is they put an action plan in place. This man right here got people together and said, hey, this is part of who we are as a community. We can't let this go away. The difference is, over the past 6 weeks, a lot of people in this room volunteered a lot of time to make this a golf course for this weekend. If you want to enjoy this weekend, I hope you do. If we want to enjoy the future of our town and our community and having a golf course, you got to sign up over there. You've got to figure out not only what you can do, okay? Not only what you can do, but who do you know? Okay? If you can't make that commitment for $3,000, who do you know? What business do you work with? Who are your friends? Who are your relatives? I promise you, if someone says, hey, look, I don't play golf, but I see the value of this being a youth-focused golf course, I'll donate $1,000. I'm not looking for anything in return. I promise you, this man will take it, and we're going to put it to youth. You hear about programs like First Tee. Okay. You hear people talking in this town on social media and say, there's nothing for our kids to do. We gotta have this. It's part of our identity. It's part of our history. 97 years? We gotta have this. But the only way we have this is if that sheet gets full. Because if that sheet doesn't get full, then it's going to become a housing development, or the city will sit there and say it's going to be a really nice park. If you want it to be a golf course, we can't talk about it. We got to do it.
Well, does anybody have any great ideas of how we should do it differently than what we're talking about?
Hey, Gary.
Yes?
I'm from a small town southwestern Oklahoma, and when I grew up, we had a country club there.
Right. Well, it's economic development. I mean, you know, this course is important to the community for economic purposes too. You know, if we don't have this course, some people will leave. Some people won't come in the future. And, you know, if we get some stuff that's been talked about the last 30 days, you know, here in town with data center and so forth, those people coming to work, they're going to be over in Blanchard or Norman. They're not going to be in Chickasha. And that's what we need. We need this course for the, you know, the community and quality of life and the recreation that it brings. It just, you know, I'm talking to the choir here. So, but, you know, please do like what Jerry's doing. Jerry Morse, he probably gone to at least a dozen people, asking them to join up. He's got several. He's going to open his gate at what time every morning? 6 o'clock every morning. And we're going to have 2 entrances. He's going to allow us to have parking along this new youth practice area. When I say youth practice area, it's practice area for everybody. We're calling it youth practice area because when the course is busy and the kids get here, they've got a place to go. And I think the cities will work with us to get that built as fast as we can. And it's going to be a big improvement.
Harry, I'd just like to say, not being repetitious, but you don't have to be a golfer to sign up for this deal. We're doing this as a community. Even if you're not a golfer, you have children, you have grandchildren, we're wanting to have a place here for them to learn and play golf. And in the future, for years to come, and hopefully in 3 years, we can prove ourselves that the city will take it and run with it, that it carry itself. And it's not just for the people that play every day. It's for everybody that lives here in Chickasha.
Yes.
My name is Barbara. I don't play golf. I don't have kids and grandkids. Give me a chance. I live in Chickasha. I do not have kids or grandkids, but I'm vested in this community. I've only been here about 16 years. Some of you know me. I'm on the county fair board, and I want Chickasha to grow. I'm committed to this. I may not be out here playing golf, but I'm darn sure going to make a contribution because this is my way to help this golf course make it and to give back to the community. Yes. I think it's important. You don't have to be a golfer. I live close by, and the last thing I wanted to happen was when I come down Country Club from my house and turn on 16th Street, I could not imagine houses being built here. Amen. As a non-golfer, but a citizen that wants to invest in this community and do my part, I ask each of you to look in the mirror tonight, if you haven't signed up already, and see what you can do to help this project be a success.
So over on the table, there's a sign up, it's called a donation sign up form. I'd like for y'all, those that would take some copies of those and give them to people you know. Sign yourself up. But we need to quickly get to our goal. And if y'all will help us, we can get there. So I thank y'all for coming. And I think my email's on those. If anybody has a question or anything, just let me know. Thank you.